What's up YouTube, and welcome back to some more Golf with Your Friends. I'm going to be doing an entire playthrough of the game to get under par on all of the courses. This one is Forest on Classic mode, and I just want to point out that as this series goes on, I will get better at this game and start doing some more tricky type things. However, for the most part, this is supposed to just be a guide to get your under par and get your achievement or trophy out of the way. Nothing crazy. I'm not going to be getting a hole-in-one on every hole. And finally, I just want to point out that the game is getting updated regularly, so there is a possibility that some of these shots won't exactly work how I'm showing them in the future as the hills and the physics kind of change from update to update. So for hole number 1 here, all we want to do is squeeze in between these two logs. You can use the checkered ground to kind of figure out where I'm aiming, and we're going to do just a little bit under 2 bars to get a hole-in-one. For hole number 2, you just want to aim straight, and we're going to use about the exact same power, a little bit less than 2 bars, in order to get a hole-in-one. For hole number 3, I'm just trying to time it so that I end up going into the little hole that's in this rotating cylinder. However, my timing is a little bit off, and I'm going to come out the other side of it. If you end up doing this, no problem at all. You can easily save par right here by making this shot pretty simply like so. For the 4th hole, we're just going straight, and you want to time it so that you get through, and you're going to want to use a little bit more power than I used, as I'm going to land a little bit short of the hole, so maybe just a little bit under 2 bars should get you here for a hole-in-one. For hole number 5, we're going to get a hole-in-one by just looking a little bit left of center and going just a squeeze below 2 bars, and we'll bounce off the corner there, come on down, and right into the hole. Hole number 6 is another just straightforward hole. We're going to go just 2.5 bars here, and we're going to go over the hole, bounce off the back wall, and straight in. Hole number 7, again, we're just trying to go straight forward here, and I'm actually going to fall off a little bit sooner than I wanted to, so you might want to do like 2.5 bars in order to go straight into the hole for a hole-in-one. Otherwise, just take your par. So this hole becomes a little bit of a mess. The idea that I was trying to do here, and you absolutely can do it, is if you roll onto here slow enough, you can actually stop on here so that you can then just go for your second shot straight into the hole as this rotating thing comes back. But as you can see there, I didn't end up there, so I'm going to have to take the long way around and settle for a par. No big deal though, just follow along. If you fall down here, you can easily come all the way up and straight into the hole. And for hole number 9, I'm going to mess up again here. You should do a little bit less than me, probably just 2 bars will get you over here. As you can see, I get stuck up in this corner, but you want to try and end up in this second hole right here, and then you'll go straight into the hole for a hole-in-one, which I didn't get this time. For hole 10, our first shot, we're going to want to do 3 power, and we're aiming towards this line that's in the wall in the background there, so you should be able to see that. And we're trying to time it so that we get past this steel beam and hit the second one and end up somewhere along here. So for our second shot, we want to line up along this little corner bend, and we're going to need a little bit more power there, so actually like 2.5 will get you to the hole from there. I shot it just a little bit too weak, but I'll get here in par. Hole number 11 is really straightforward. We're going to point a little bit to the left so that we're going up this curved part. We're going to go 3 bars, and we're going to end up right in front of the hole, so just finish it off with your second shot. Our first shot for hole 12, we want to try and do a couple of banks here. So you want to aim where I'm aiming and go almost 3 bars, and you should end up right here before this little platform and this jump. For this jump, we want to aim exactly where I'm aiming again and go almost 3 bars once again, and this will put you right in front of the hole for an easy birdie. Hole 13 is super simple. You can either use the tube to the left or you can just bank it off of this corner and try and get your hole in one this way. Either way, you should end up with a pretty easy birdie. For hole 14, we're actually going to use the rightmost target here, and we're going to want to aim left of center on this target, and then we're going to go full power, bounce off of this target, off of another one, and we're going to end up somewhere over here near the hole. From here, you should be able to easily put it in for an albatross. Hole 15 is another opportunity to get an albatross, but you'll most likely end up with an eagle. We're going to aim right to the right of center on that target, and we're going a little bit over 3 power, and you'll probably end up down this hill, but you're close enough to the hole where you can try and go for the albatross if you want. It's a pretty difficult shot. I get kind of close here, but no cigar. We'll end up taking the eagle instead. For hole 16, we're trying to get to the other side of this wall to our right without hitting the wooden platform that's moving. I use 2 power to get over here, however I recommend using about 2.5 in order to roll down far enough so that you can get an easy shot in between these wooden barriers towards the hole. Because I didn't roll down far enough, I've kind of messed up this entire hole for myself, and I'm going to end up taking a bogey here. But you should be able to easily get in between these 2 barriers as long as you get far enough down off of rolling from the hill. This next hole is another one that's a little bit of a mess for me. Essentially, you want to aim a little bit further to the right than where I'm aiming, use the exact same amount of power, and you'll go straight into the hole. As you can see, I just missed it by a little bit, and that's going to completely destroy my play of this hole. But luckily, if you've been following along anyways, you should be far enough ahead of the under par range that you really don't even have to worry about your strokes at this point. So right here, I'm just making an absolute fool at myself. Just go ahead, feel free to laugh at me in the comments, whatever. But we're going to get a double bogey on this hole. And now for the final hole. So right here, we're going to go about 1.5, a little bit less than half there, and just come around this tube and down to here. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to just get right into where the hole is. We're not trying to necessarily get it in the hole, we just want to get away from all these moving logs. And I'm going to make a fool out of myself again, but luckily we're far enough under par that it doesn't even matter. So I'm going about 3 bars. You should probably do like 2.5 in order to not end up skipping the hole and flying back out here like I did. And then I'm going to make a fool out of myself again on my next shot as well. But like I was saying, we should be far enough under par that you're really not worrying about strokes anymore. And like I said at the beginning of the video, as we get further along with the other courses and the other videos, I'm going to be starting to do some more tricky things, and as my skill kind of picks up in the game, it'll show in the videos as well. But once you finish this hole, you should get under par, and you should get your achievement or trophy for doing so. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it helped you. If it did, please hit that thumbs up and subscribe for more achievements, trophies, and collectible guides, as well as more golf with your friends. Like I said before, I'm going to get better at this game, and these videos are going to get better. I do apologize, this is the first one, so it's a little bit rough, but just hang in there with me. Also, feel free to check out my Fortnite challenge guides if you're into that, and until tomorrow, ta-ra!